Hey guys. Good morning, everybody. Hello, Marilyn. Good to see you. Hey, gentlemen. Hi, Eden. Hey, Michael. Good to see you. I'm good, Marilyn. Thank you. Yeah, I thought we'd talk about what it's like being an OFW. I know that quite a few of my subscribers are OFWs. And I believe I've said before, I have great respect for OFWs and what these mainly ladies, but guys too, but do for their family. I mean, it's just amazing. Um, I have a friend that's an OFW in Singapore, and she works hard. She works very hard. She's a caregiver, so she's pretty much always with the family that she works for. And she only gets one day off, but it's not really a whole day. It's she gets from about 10 a.m. to about 5 p.m. off, and that's it. The rest of the time she's working and taking care of she calls them the oldies. And yeah, so she's taking care of her elderly patrons. So I thought I'd ask you guys, the OFWs, tell me what your what your life is like. What schedules do you work? Those of you that are working OFW. Marilyn says you don't have off at all, huh? You don't even get a few hours here and there. You're always working. And what do you do? Are you a caregiver um, for elderly people, or I mean, I know some work as maids. There's lots. Hmm. So you do get a vacation once a year, right? For like a month or something, where you can come back to the Philippines and hang out with your family. I'm good, Brian. Thank you. Hey, Eden. Hi, good. Mary Jane. Good morning. Hey, Raquel. Yeah, Raquel, you're one of our OFWs in Hong Kong, I believe. What about you? Do you get time off during the week, or just a vacation once a year? Yeah, domestic helper, huh, gentlemen? Yeah, that's right. There, you do have a contract of sorts, but wow. It is part of the contract that they provide you with a room. They give you a place to stay. Oh, that's cool, Raquel. You at least get a day off. Do you get the whole day off or just part of it? Is it just like from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. or you have off the entire day? Yeah, most are. I've seen Brian mentioning domestic workers, but um, I've seen some videos of Saudi Arabia, and there were Filipinos working in the restaurants and stuff. And I'm sure there are also OFWs. Ah, okay. Are you in Maryland? You're in Indonesia or Malaysia? I know it's one of those two places, right? And also, there are Filipino nurses that also work as OFWs. Ah, okay. Malaysia, yeah, okay. Hey, Letty, good to see you. Yeah, well, Letty says she enjoys her work there because she's taking care of her family, and I presume that's what you mean. You said because of family. Um, yeah, it amazes me, and I think the heart of the OFW is a really big one. To put themselves out uh, and work hard just to support their families. I think that's you deserve a great deal of respect for that. Hey, Narissa, good to see you. Also, at the end of your contract, Raquel, you get to go back to Philippines. And what do you have to do? Do you have to go get another contract, or do you come back to the same job again, or what? Ah, I see. By other foreign, do you mean Malaysian people or like expats and Westerners and that kind of stuff? Oh, so you just, Raquel, you renew the current contract that you have, you just start that up again? Is that what's happening? Hmm. Yeah, they provide you with a room, I guess, and clothes and food. Hi, Lydia. Good to see you. Oh, well, congratulations, Marilyn. Your daughter is graduating from college. That's exciting. Yeah, so Jenilyn, she says going to invest in some kind of business and go back home. What kind of business did you invest in? Or have you, I guess you've been saving your money, saving up money so that you can do that while you've been working abroad, while you've been working as an OFW, save up your money and then use it to invest when you get back home. I know a lot of people want to do that and also, or maybe buy some land when they get back to the Philippines. Yeah. Hey, Michael. Yeah. Well, working as an OFW, actually, my stepdaughter, Shara, her boyfriend is an OFW. I believe he's right now working as a bartender in Trinidad, Tobago, in the Caribbean islands. And same process. They provide him with housing and food and a paycheck, and he's saving up as much money as he can, and so is my stepdaughter. And they want to buy some, land when they get back and build a house and all that kind of stuff when he's finished with that. So Raquel, you mentioned they have termination or break contract as domestic helper. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by that one. Hey, Chin. Yeah, I guess it really helps if you have a kind boss. I know uh, Christina, the person I was talking about that's in Singapore, not currently, but she had a boss before that was very nice to her. She was a professional lady, Singaporean, and she was an executive in the um, makeup business, I think. And so she treated Christina to a lot of really good stuff, and she was very kind and um, worked with her. But I'm sure not all bosses are that way, right? Ah, okay. So you're going to open like a small sorry store or a bigger one? Some Carabaos. That's cool. Hey, Vivian, good to see you. Yeah, I did because you're on the East Coast, and the I guess we should explain to those that don't are not aware of it. In some parts of the world, they have a thing called daylight savings time, and in the summer, um, there's the U.S. where I am in the East Coast, and where Vivian, she's in Florida, so she's in the same time zone. But we are 12 hours behind the Philippines. And today, or this early this morning, the time reverted back to standard time, which makes us 13 hours behind the Philippines. So yeah, on Eastern time, I started a little earlier, trying to keep the time around the same time that I do this every Sunday. So um, anyway, I'm in a few hours. I'm going to be flying to Louisiana. I have to work there this week, and I'll be changing into yet another time zone. So hey, Josie, good to see you. Oh, so you're talking about the difference between being a nanny and being a domestic helper, or are they kind of the same thing, Raquel? And congratulations on your son graduating. That's exciting. Yeah, actually, it's really bright and sunny out today. You can probably see that when I moved the curtain. Um, Not particularly warm, but the sun is out and shining brightly. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. So who else is an OFW that hasn't chimed in and tell us what you do and where you are? I started seeing that, learning. I learned about it through by doing the live streams, and um, basically there are OFWs everywhere. Packing Balikbayan box, huh? Is that box for the family, or is that for your stuff when you get back home? Yeah, I don't know, a couple of months ago, I guess, I just sent a Balikbayan box to my stepkids. Yeah, yeah, they're definitely expecting that. Yeah, well, I'll be. So this week I'll be in Louisiana. Then I come back for a week, and then a week after that I'll be headed over to Cebu myself. So I always take family out for dinner and that kind of stuff. They love that Jollibee. But actually, there's a place called A1 Barbecue, AA Barbecue, um, that I like a lot. There's one in Minglanilla, and there's one in um, the lower part of Cebu City, down by the ferry terminals. And I love their food. So, of course, my stepson, CG, he's a chef, a very good one too. He works at the Marco Polo Hotel, and he said he wants to prepare lots of seafoods for me. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Good to see you as well, Vivian. So, what other OFWs do we have on board here today, this morning? Yeah, Bacolod. Yeah, yeah. I've never been there, but that's on the other island. That's on Negros, right? I was looking at a place on Mactan Island. Um, Man, I can't remember the name. I was looking at it on Google Maps. But does anybody know any good fishing charters in that area where you can go and you pay and they take you out on a boat and you go catch fish? Anybody know about that? I saw some, and there's a pump boat wharf I think it's on the eastern side of Mactan Island, and it looked like there might be. I know there's some diving places and stuff like that there, but I want to find one for fishing because I like fishing. Hey, thank you, Marissa. Yeah, that was last month. I got to spend my birthday in Nebraska, in Blair, Nebraska. Yeah, that's right, Marilyn. I'll be in Cebu, Philippines. I think I arrive on the 22nd, November 22nd. See you, gentlemen. Have fun. Got to get those bullet bion boxes packed. I said, if you guys remember the video I did of Jim and Maria a while back, she was packing bullet bion boxes for the family back home. She told me there's not a molecule of American air in the box. She packs it so full that you can't get anything else in there. Yeah, Marilyn. So make sure you take care of yourself, so you don't get sick very often. It's the same for me, to be honest with you. Even if I'm sick, I mean, if I got sick right now, I'd still have to go to Louisiana and I'd still have to do what I'm doing. There's just no way around it for me because the systems that I design and build for our customers are chemical plants, and the systems that I build for them are what controls the plant, how it operates. Now, these companies, these plants, are producing millions of dollars of product every day, and when they shut down, they want it to be for as little as possible. So when they schedule something and I need to be there, I got to go, whether I'm sick or not. So, yeah. So there's a little bit of leeway in this trip, but not a lot. I got to get 3 electronics cabinets that I had already built for them. So they called and wanted to add some additional stuff into it. So I designed it, but the cabinets are in Louisiana. So I've got to go down to Louisiana and install these electronic components in the existing cabinets, the cabinets that we built before. So that's what I'm off to do. I shipped all the material is down there. It's actually we have a field office there in Denham Springs, Louisiana, and I'll actually do the work in our field office. But I shipped down a pallet of tools and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll still be in the USA on November 17th. Happy birthday to you, Marilyn. Yeah. So in Malaysia, do a lot of the people speak any English, or is it almost all Malay? In the Philippines, people speak Tagalog, whatever their local dialect was. Like in the case of Vivian, that was Cebuano or Visayan, and they also speak English. But I don't know about in Malaysia. I know from watching some videos that not that many people in Thailand speak that much English. Not like compared to the Philippines, where almost everybody can speak some English. Hey, Kuya, good to see you. Thanks, man. Um, but I don't know about Malaysia. I never thought, or Indonesia for that matter. Obviously, Australia they do. In Singapore, they call it Singlish. It's it's kind of a it's kind of a mixture of British style English and Singaporean or Malay, I guess maybe. But yeah, take care of that. Um, Steve Williams, are you here, Steve, on the live stream? I'm not sure if he popped a comment on one of my older videos or if he's here now, but it popped up in another box. There are two kinds of letters, and that would have probably about getting married in the Philippines. And so you need an affidavit in lieu of a certificate of capacity to marry. And you get that from the U.S. Embassy, or I got mine from the consulate in Cebu. And the other letter that I sent was to the Senemar. Senemar comes from Philippine Statistics Office. I can't remember exactly it right now, but it was a letter just authorizing Vivian to acquire the Senemar on my behalf. And so if you're getting married in the Philippines, you need both the affidavit from the U.S. Embassy and a Senemar. So that was just a way for me to be able to have the Senemar taken care of ahead of time before I arrived in country. All right. So if you're not on the live, then I'll respond to you later. So a lot of people speaking English there, huh? Chinese, Cantonese. Have you learned any, Raquel, Chinese? Or all I know is ni hao. That's nothing else. My daughter, my American daughter, is actually fluent in Chinese. Hey, Jazzy. Thank you. Good morning to you. Yeah, I learned a very little Chinese. I speak English, obviously, and French, and very little Cebuano, but that's the extent of my foreign languages. Yeah, well, English has become, a lot of people want to learn how to speak English. Hey, Ken, I'm doing good, buddy. Thank you. A lot of people want to learn to speak English in Asia, especially because it's the language of business. And that's why in Singapore, English is predominant. And I would suspect in Hong Kong, there's probably quite a bit of English going around too, because there's a lot of business going on there. So more and more countries, Seoul and Korea and Tokyo and Japan, more and more people are learning English. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of Vietnam actually, but there's a lot of Westerners, Americans, and Australians and British people that actually teach English in those countries. Lilia, hello. Welcome aboard from Saudi, from KSA, huh? Yeah, so anyway, what was I saying? Oh, about English. So there's a lot of people that teach English, but yeah, bank and finance, yeah, a lot of foreign, Raquel says in Hong Kong. And so there's a fair amount of demand. They tend to, the schools tend to want to have native English speakers. So they want either American or British or Australians there to do the teaching. As a matter of fact, there's another YouTuber, Jeremy, I think his name is, that's doing that in Thailand. So yeah, that's right, Raquel. Hong Kong was a British colony. Yeah, I can't remember what year that was. It was a few years ago now, though. That Hong Kong was turned over from the British to the Chinese government. Well, guys, I've been at it for about a half an hour, and I'd stay longer and chat with you, but I've I've got to go catch a plane, and I'm going to fly from Baltimore to Atlanta, and then change planes and fly from Atlanta to Baton Rouge, and in about 8 hours, I will be in my hotel in Denham Springs, Louisiana. So anyway, thanks guys for a really nice conversation. I appreciate it. I love to learn more. Thank you, Ken. I love to learn more about you guys and what you're going through. Thank you, Eden. And until next time, farewell. Bye-bye, guys. And I will chat with you later. See ya.